But yes, he was the most loyal bastard in North America, even though he wasn't there. Like he was seriously, he was constantly loyal to the Senate, but they kept thinking he would turn on them. Like I said, known for stupid things. But his soldiers loved him. He paid them extra if they performed well. He ate with them. He sat down in the same tent or whatever and dined with them. Ate what they ate. He even performed. He even worked with them, or fought with them and whatnot. Even though he didn't have the right physical build and actually had some physical disability. I can't remember what it was. I keep on saying seizures, but he had something that would have been made fighting and doing manual labor a bit more awkward, certainly. But because he went and did that, which was more than other generals, certainly, presumably, his soldiers loved him for it. So yeah. There was actually one story of one soldier. They were trying to force their way onto a ship. He was one of Caesar's, and the guy lost an arm in the process. So he just gave one big burst of strength and just using his shield, just bashed his way onto the ship. And they were able to take it over. Now we don't know. I actually talked with my principal about it. He was actually one of the teachers of the class. We had two different ones. He centered on the Roman history, while the other teacher centered on the Greek plays, which gave us an insight into Greek culture and religion, as the Greek plays were their way of sharing morals and their religious beliefs. It's like going to see one of their plays was, I suppose you could call it their equivalent of going to mass or going to church or whatever you want to call it. Different places have different terminology, and same with different religions have different terminology. I was raised Catholic, so I go with going to mass. Let's see. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I'm really tempted to get fire bats, but I'm not sure how useful they'll be. Fuck it, I'll get a couple. Basically, extra damage might be useful. Plus, if I have too many range, it'll just be like a huge arc, and no one won't be doing as much damage as it could be. If I have a ton of fire bats running in, demented with fire, shooting out their fists, I'll be doing that extra little bit. So even if there is the huge arch, people will still be, be burninated. So all is well. You know what? I think I'm ready to move. Well, just about. Now here's another thing I do know of. Pompeii. Now everyone knows of the city, and I'm sure if you knew of it, your mind jumped to that. There was a general by the same name. There was no name in connection as far as I know. Like the town wasn't named after him, nor was he named after the town or anything like that. Though I don't know if the town existed when he was around. I don't know. I don't know when the town was founded. But Pompeii was around the time of the fall of the Roman Republic. He was actually one of the players in it. I don't know what age he... Oh! I've actually just seen the firebat walk like that. I've just kind of noticed the model. Before it's just this. But I've just really paid attention to the front of the firebat suit. But I don't know how old he was when the fall of the Roman Republic was happening or anything like that. But he was well loved by the common folk. He was actually he ate rather modestly. One of his slaves actually lived in a better house than he did. He even dined on rats. Though I don't, though it should be factored in different times and places and during different eras and in different places, or within different cultures within the different places, different meals and practices may be more frowned on or less. So maybe I don't know if eating rats at the time was frowned on as much as it will be nowadays, but certainly it's not fancy dining in any case. I question if it would be considered fancy dining then. But anyway, he lived modestly, and he was well loved by the people. He actually only ever lost one battle, as far as I know, and that was against Julius Caesar. He would have had difficulty with another one, but like basically a general went rogue and he was sent to go defeat them. But the general was stabbed in the back by one of his lieutenants, who was much more easily for Pompey to handle. The general was quite crafty. Pompey was going to have difficulty with him, but the lieutenant helped Pompey out there. The lieutenant didn't side with Pompey. The lieutenant just seized power for himself. Just to clarify. Another foe that Pompey would have had difficulty with was Mithridates, a king. Macedonia comes to mind, but I'm not sure if that's accurate. But king to the east of Italy. He was quite crafty. He would have a habit of building up an army. Pompey would come and crush it, but Mithridates would be gone. He'd be somewhere else, and he would have a new army. He was quite almost Zerg-like, to bring it back to this. As some other general was actually assigned to it, but when they couldn't do it, the Senate, to the other generals' annoyance, assigned Pompey to it. And Pompey kept pushing, even ended up fighting like Amazons on the way there, though we don't know if they truly encountered them, or was it just young soldiers getting quite vivid in their imaginations. I'm vaguely trying to remember what the school book said, but basically, like, were they actually Amazons, or was it just soldiers being a little creative in their enemies that they're fighting? Well, thank you for pulling in closer, you dumbass tank. But eventually Mithridates, he didn't die by Pompey's hand, or one of his soldiers. Mithridates did end up taking his own life. One of his sons that he was going to run to for aid turned on him. He sided with Pompey and the Romans over him, and so the general just took his own life instead. Oh, sorry, Mithridates, the king, not general, took his own life. And Pompey went to make sure he was actually dead. I guess Pompey saw a few action movies. You always got to make sure you find the body. So yeah, there are some things for you. Though it should be said about his defeat against Caesar, Pompey's heart really wasn't in it at that stage. It's said that when he saw the battle going poorly, he just went back to his tent and just sat in it and waited for the troops to come. Caesar left him and his family leave. Caesar saw him as a friend, as far as we know. Certainly Caesar, upon seeing Pompey's head delivered to him on a plate by Cleopatra's brother, by the assassins of Cleopatra's brother, broke down in tears. He then had the assassins killed, and the brother and the advisor who advised the brother to kill Pompey disappeared. Cleopatra, as she and her brother are having a fight over who would lead Egypt as governor, that's why the advisor advised Pompey, the brother, to kill Pompey to curry favor with Caesar. As I guess they just figured, well, he just fought him in a war, I doubt they get along very well. But Caesar did consider him a friend. Actually, the entire time Caesar was marching down through Italy, he kept sending messages to Pompey, come, talk to me. We as friends, we can talk this out. But the Senate always had Pompey's ear and said, no, it's a trick, don't trust him. But we don't know if it was a trick or not. Certainly, if we're to take his crying at face value, he meant it sincerely. So, yeah. History lessons with Palnai. Just like, I could be wrong or misremembering things, like I said before. So you may want to double check it just to be sure. I would hate to spread incorrect, anything that's incorrect. So yeah. Certainly, I suppose you could argue that I could check it before I say it, but it's a case of, in that case, I'll be paranoid. I'll be extra worried about talking, because it's like, is that true? So, yeah. Even if I'm sure, oh, it is right, there'll be one doubt in my mind, like, I should double check this more. And sometimes it's very difficult to check things. Like, I was trying to check, confirm whether or not one of the, for an essay, for a blog post I was writing before, was one guy corrupt or not, and I couldn't find anything to prove saying he was, like any historical websites. I found a few things that kind of said he was, but I'm not sure how accurate they are, and it's a nuisance. Can't remember the guy's name right now. Sallust, there we go, that's him. He wrote a thing saying that, oh, in the good old days, Romans had better morals. He was accused, and dog's losing her shit. But yeah, he embezzled the place, a settlement, and he was able to get away with it. He did do it, but he got left to go. 1 second, folks. Wessy's losing her shit. Hey, folks, and I'm back. Let's get into it. Let's get ready to march our troops out. I'm just going to center them all on this place. I'm just going to... There. Sorry, I'm still getting used to this mouse.
Go ahead, Tarsonis.
The Farbot's getting down.
Target designated. Comlink online. Systems functional. Channel open.
Okay.
Systems functional.
Your forces are under attack.
Okay. I should have saved. No, I suppose I'm a bit on victory road right now, I guess. Just in the final stretch, you know. Fastest save in the West. There we go. Yeah, battle cruiser. 500 hit points. I suppose maybe Duke's ship does have 800. If a normal battleship is 500. Hey, we're doing this much better. I keep thinking back to Mass Recall, where I was on hard mode and, well, it was difficult.
Your forces are under attack.
Damn it, like in games where you can just click at the portrait and just keep following them. Come on. Damn, the navigation's gonna get him killed. Let's just clear a path. The troops are parting. It's Moses! Anyone remember the Aladdin sequels?
We will do whatever it takes to save humanity. Our responsibility is too great to do any less.
Anyone remember the Aladdin sequels? I was talking about them with some friends before, and a friend before. They never heard of it before. Heard of them. For those curious, there was 2 more Aladdin movies: Return of Jafar and 40 Thieves. I kind of liked them as a kid. Don't know how good they are, but I liked them as a kid. That's all I know. Watched them a ton. Along with, you know that movie Prince of Egypt? I remember I had a surgery when I was younger. It was a circumcision for those curious. Had to get it done for medical reasons. Legitimate medical reasons. And I just, for whatever reason, I got a new PSP as a get well present. And I just, had that constantly on the background. And it was the kind of movie that if you hovered over the play movie button for long enough, or if you just left the screen on the main menu for long enough, it would keep replaying. It would just start again. All I know is a movie would start again. I don't know what exactly triggered it, you know? So it was just, I end up seeing that a lot. Not a Disney movie, as far as I know, but it's... my mind ends up like equating them in with the two. Sorry, heard background noise. The Zerg, lured by the Siameter signal, descended on the unsuspecting Confederate forces and annihilated them. Once again, the Protoss fleet, under the command of High Templar Tassadar, arrived and incinerated the planet. I hope the Antigans got out. The big push.
Greetings, Commander. Receiving incoming transmission.
The time of our final strike against the Confederacy is close at hand.
Here, I'm just going to pause the recording for a moment. I'll be back in a sec. I'll replay it then. Hey folks, and I'm back. Sorry about that. There's going to be some background noise. In the meantime, when that was going on, I looked it up and I checked the Wikipedia article. This is the only quickest thing I could check on the Ghost Division thing, as it's still bloody bothering me. I feel better now. They were apparently the division in question was known for its speed and maneuverability. So, of course, it's Wikipedia, so could be wrong.
Greetings, Commander. Receiving incoming transmission.
Take it with a grain of salt.
The time of our final strike against the Confederacy is close at hand. Before
that was quick.
we strike at Tarsonis itself, however, we must break through the Confederacy's most potent defenses. General Duke will brief you.
I've defended Tarsonis in over 30 major battles, so I know its defenses inside now.
Well, you'd hope so.
There are 3 primary orbital platforms that serve as staging areas for the Confederate fleet. If we assault the central platform, we should cause enough of a ruckus to allow a small force to break through the planetary defenses.
General, I'm impressed. I never figured you for the frontal assault type.
Well, the Confederates have Omega and Delta Squadron troops defending the platform. They're nothing compared to my Alpha Squadron boys.
Right.
Yeah, let's get into it. This is around where I left off with Mass Recall. This level. Though this never got uploaded because I ended up missing a chunk in between that last level and this one. That's where the bonus levels came in. So, and I ended up missing that stuff, out on that stuff.
Input coordinates.
Okay,
Reporting in.
well, I ended up accidentally deleting stuff. That's what I meant.
I'm listening. I read you. Yes, sir?
I'm here.
Alpha Squadron never would have left this equipment behind. That's what I call sloppy. Make up your mind.
I know, I find Duke's commentary here funny. Actually, his ship, now fully repaired, has more health than when it was trashed. Kinda strange. Oh yeah, at the opposite side over here is another mineral field. It's kind of strange that they have all these mineral fields just lying around, but apparently they do. Oh, that's Terran covert ops. Did you attach that to a barracks? Guess not. Don't know what you attached it to.
Reporting in.
Go ahead, HQ. Buckle up. Strap yourself in, boys.
Go over there. There's a main ramp over here. We'll go defend that with these troops. The ground troops will be along in a mo.
Destination?
Go back.
Yes, sir?
Get to work.
Finally. Never know what hit him.
Whatever way the ghost sounded there, all I could think of was the ghouls from Fallout. Like, that's what they ended up making me think of. Kinda funny.